economy before coronavirus. The general assumption. Most people on the planet thought the global economy was doing just fine until the coronavirus came and messed things up. Unfortunately, this is not true. Most national economies were heavily indebted way before the coronavirus. This includes governments, businesses, and people. As a result, they were struggling to find ways to stimulate demand and keep the wheels of the economy from falling off. A time bomb waiting to go off. The coronavirus, the perfect trigger, and a great excuse to cover up the financial mismanagement of our domestic economies. What is the backbone of our economy? In contrast to what we are told, the backbone of our economies is not small business, because all modern-day economies are based on the banking system. All money and all transactions in our economies have to move through the banking system. Why? Because the banks need to earn interest on our money and fees from our transactions. Therefore, the balance of power is clearly held by the banks and not small business. What is a bull market? A bull market is a term used to describe the economy when money is flowing easily from the banks to governments, to businesses, and to people. Governments can build infrastructure projects like roads. Businesses can expand and employ more people, and people can buy products and services like cars, televisions, holidays, and even homes. What is a bear market? In contrast, a bear market is when the economy slows down and banks are restricting the supply of money. When this happens, governments stop building large projects, businesses start to contract in size, and people, being expendable, lose their jobs. This also means that interest cannot be paid to the banks, they earn less fees on transactions, and loans cannot be paid back too. People, businesses, governments, and even banks themselves fall into default. When this happens, people lose their homes, businesses lose their assets, governments lose their sovereignty, but banks, well, they receive special treatment. They get bailed out. Everyone is indebted to banks. Governments, businesses, and individuals alike. This is the modern-day economy. The more we are indebted, the more profits the banks make. This is good for the banks. Unfortunately, the more we are indebted means we need to work more for less. This is what is called oligarch capitalism, the feudal system of the 21st century. A simple example. Now that our king is printing his own money, gold coins with his face on them, he is very rich and decides to build a road. His banker, accountant, is also very rich now by charging people fees, like when John sold his pig for 2 silver coins and Peter bought the 1/8 of the pig for 2 silver coins. Note, the banker calls this his spread, the difference between what he bought the pig for and what he sold it for. Let's do the maths. The banker gave John 2 silver coins for the whole pig. He then sold 1/8 of the pig to Peter for 2 silver coins. He has now gotten back the 2 silver coins that he spent and still has 7/8 of the pig to sell. 1/8 of the pig sold for 2 silver coins, therefore the remaining 7/8 is worth 7 times 2 equals 14 silver coins. This will be the banker's profit by buying the pig from John. The spread is 14 silver coins. Back to our example. With all this new money, the king starts to spend a lot of money on lavish parties, big boats, and new cars, and finds himself with no money to finish the road. Desperate, he goes to his banker and asks where can he get the money from to finish the new road. The banker tells him that he will lend him some money, but the king has to pay him back with interest. If not, the banker will take the road to be his property. But how can I pay you back what you lend me and the interest on top? Asks the king. Charge everyone that uses the road, says the banker. Wow, what a great idea, says the king. What will we call this new invention? Taxation, says the banker.